Octapharma Plasma Inc. has a network of plasma collection centers throughout the United States. Through these centers, we collect and process plasma from donors who are compensated for their effort, time, and the product they help us produce. The simple act of plasma collection produces many potential benefits to many people. The process itself is quite straightforward and begins with the quality of our donors. Octapharma Plasma has a huge responsibility to not only collect volumes of quality plasma, but to act in a manner that protects the donor, our valued customers, and ultimately the recipient of our product. In order to do this, we screen every donor that walks into our center with a battery of tests and questions designed to identify potentially harmful factors. Donors with certain conditions are not allowed to donate plasma. Some donors are not permitted to donate for windows of time. Others are permanently excluded from being donors and are added to a national donor deferral list. We'll talk about this screening process in more detail in a future module. For now, just know that the screening we do to qualify donors is the first line of defense in keeping our plasma supply as pure and clean as possible. Once a potential donor is screened, they also must submit small samples of blood, typically via a finger stick, for analysis. They are also tested for fever and high or low blood pressure. Once a donor has successfully completed this process, they are taken to the production floor where they are identified and connected to a plasma collection machine. These collection machines draw blood from a donor, separate the plasma from the blood cells, then return the blood cells to the donor. Only the plasma is kept, and unlike blood collection, the vast majority of blood cells are not permanently removed from the donor. That means plasma collection can occur safely again in as little as 48 hours, whereas blood donations must be spaced at least 8 weeks apart. The plasma collection machine is programmable and can be set to only take a certain amount of plasma from each donor. These amounts are determined by the donor's weight. There are specific standards you'll learn later, but essentially the larger the donor, the more plasma we can collect. The smaller the donor, the smaller the donation. Once the donation is complete, the donor is given time to recover, then is compensated for their donation. The entire process can take as little as 1 hour. The next step for Octapharma Plasma is to process the collected plasma. This includes shipping samples of each donation which were drawn during the collection process to testing laboratories. There, each sample is tested for possible pathogens or conditions which might cause harm to the ultimate recipient. Until the results of these tests are received, the donation is stored in a freezer unit within the center at a temperature colder than -20 degrees centigrade. When the results of the samples come back from the lab, all safe donations are packaged and shipped to our customers for fractionation. Donations which test positive for an impurity or blood-borne pathogen cannot be shipped. Those donations which are safe to ship leave the custody of Octapharma Plasma via refrigerated truck and come under the control of our customers, essentially ending Octapharma Plasma's control over the product.